What are these distinctive panel-like devices observed mounted atop ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, armored cars during a raid in Minneapolis? Two different types of these flat panel arrays were visible, sparking immediate curiosity and concern about their function. The witness suspects they could be sophisticated microwave-based systems, or, perhaps more plausibly, audio-based crowd control weapons. Their specialized appearance and deployment on law enforcement vehicles in such a context strongly suggest a non-standard, potentially deterrent or incapacitating capability. Does anyone possess the expertise to recognize these particular flat panel systems and clarify their purpose? The prevailing theory, and a highly plausible one, is that these are sonic crowd control weapons. Devices like the LRAD, long-range acoustic device system, and similar technologies from other manufacturers utilize arrays of transducers to create highly directional sound beams. These can be used to broadcast clear verbal commands or warnings over significant distances, even in noisy environments. However, at higher intensity levels, these same devices can emit piercing, deterrent tones designed to cause discomfort or even temporary pain, thereby dispersing crowds or discouraging approach. The flat panel configuration seen on the ICE vehicles is consistent with the design of some vehicle-mounted acoustic deterrent systems. Such technology offers a non-lethal option for crowd management, but its use remains controversial due to the potential for auditory injury and concerns about its application in civil situations. Discovered magnetically attached to a refrigerator after moving into a new residence, this enigmatic object features a sliding top part, and an internal rattle can be heard when shaken. The logo emblazoned on its surface appears to be promotional, hinting that the item itself might have been a corporate giveaway or a piece of marketing merchandise, rather than being from a specialized manufacturer of such an object. What could be the intended function of this compact magnetic container with a sliding mechanism and a mysterious rattling component inside? Its simple design and convenient magnetic attachment point towards an everyday organizational or storage use, likely for small items. This magnetic item is, in all likelihood, a straightforward pen or pencil holder. The sliding top is designed to provide access to the internal storage compartment, which is suitably sized for holding pens, pencils, markers, or other small office or kitchen essentials like paperclips or notepads. The rattling sound could originate from a loose item already inside, perhaps a forgotten pen cap or a small metal component, or it might simply be a characteristic of the sliding mechanism itself. These types of magnetic holders are frequently distributed as promotional items by various businesses. They offer a practical way to keep writing instruments handy by attaching to refrigerators, filing cabinets, toolboxes, or any other convenient metal surface, keeping clutter at bay. A small leather fold-over pouch is found curiously attached to a brand new purse. Its intended purpose is immediately baffling. It's clearly not a coin purse, as any coins placed inside would easily fall out due to its open-sided design. Furthermore, it's far too diminutive to hold a modern smartphone or even a pair of eyeglasses. While it could snugly accommodate a stack of business cards, this seems like an anachronistic or unlikely primary function for an attachment on a contemporary purse. What then is this perplexing, seemingly old-fashioned leather pouch for? Does anyone have any insights into its specific intended use on a new handbag? This small leather attachment is identified as a card case, a feature that harks back to an earlier era of accessory design. While perhaps not a ubiquitous element on the most modern purses, its design is a nostalgic nod to a time when individuals might prefer to carry just their most essential cards, such as an identification card, a few credit cards, or some folded bills, discreetly and separately from the main compartment of their purse. A leather worker corroborates this, noting it's a more traditional item, allowing someone to quickly access their key cards or make a small purchase without needing to delve into the entire handbag. It offers a compact, often detachable solution for carrying a minimal set of important cards, blending a touch of vintage practicality with the purse's overall design. Unearthed during a dumpster dive, this silver, ornately decorated dome-shaped object stands elegantly on small legs. A faint marking on the bottom reveals "Made in England," hinting at its origin. The sophisticated design and silver material strongly suggest it's a refined piece of tableware, but for what precise culinary purpose was it crafted? The prominent dome shape implies it was meant to cover something delicate or to maintain a certain temperature, and the legs provide a formal, elevated presentation. What could this intriguing English-made silver dome be? This ornate silver item is identified as a dish for serving butter or caviar, and sometimes other delicate condiments. The domed lid serves to cover a pat of butter, keeping it fresh and at a stable temperature, or a serving of caviar, protecting its delicate flavor and presentation on the dining table. Such dishes often came with a removable glass liner, which appears to be missing from this particular find, to hold the food item itself, preventing direct contact with the silver and making cleaning easier. The Made in England mark indicates its British origin, and these types of elegant serving pieces were highly popular, particularly from the Victorian era through the mid-20th century, as essential components of formal dining settings, reflecting a certain affluence and attention to detail in table service. A sealed bucket, left behind by a previous owner on a former sheep farm in France, contains a peculiar purple powder exhibiting blue-green hues. When disturbed, blocks of this substance crumble into a fine, sandy powder. Most notably, this powder turns bright pink when mixed with water and has the alarming property of staining skin and fingernails a dark, blotchy brown. The finder speculates it might be an animal-safe dye, but has been unable to find any matching information online, with searches yielding irrelevant results. What is this highly reactive and staining purple powder? This distinctive purple crystalline powder is unequivocally identified as potassium permanganate, KMNO4. It is a potent oxidizing agent with a wide array of applications, most notably as a disinfectant and for water treatment. Its characteristic reaction with water to produce a vibrant pink or deep purple solution, and its notorious ability to impart a persistent brown stain on skin and other organic materials due to the reduction of permanganate to manganese dioxide, are key identifying features. On a sheep farm, potassium permanganate could have been employed for various purposes: disinfecting animal housing and equipment, as an antiseptic wash for livestock, in highly diluted solutions to treat conditions like foot rot, or even for purifying water sources. Its powerful chemical properties necessitate careful handling. Affixed to the side panels of a truck bed, positioned near the tailgate, are these small, conical-shaped pieces of machined aluminum, one on each side of the bed. The current owner is not the vehicle's first, so their origin is unknown. Initial hypotheses included them being latch brackets for an old tonneau cover, or perhaps some sort of specialized antenna mount, but the owner remains stumped. What specific purpose could these precisely machined aluminum pegs serve on a truck bed? These small aluminum pegs are identified as Oracle Whiplight quick-release mounts, or a very similar type of quick-release mounting base designed for LED whip lights. Whip lights are flexible, illuminated poles, often featuring bright, colorful LEDs that are commonly mounted on off-road vehicles such as trucks, UTVs, ATVs, and sandrails. They serve to significantly increase the vehicle's visibility, especially during nighttime operations, in dusty conditions, or in crowded off-road environments, and also add a distinct aesthetic flair. The quick-release mechanism, of which these pegs are the fixed part, allows the whip lights to be easily and rapidly attached or detached from the vehicle as needed, for security, storage, or compliance with on-road regulations. Numerous small metal thingies were found nailed onto old pieces of timber, which were previously installed in a flat in Berlin, potentially also on an exterior balcony. Each of these items measures approximately 3.2 centimeters in width, 2.4 centimeters in height, and 0.4 centimeters in depth. They feature 4 sharp spikes on the front, with a rounded section situated between these spikes. The metal appears to be lightweight, and they are proving quite difficult to remove from the timber. What were these spiky metal plates originally used for in construction? These metal components are identified as specialized plates, or clips, used for securing panel staples, particularly in the context of wall and ceiling construction involving materials like tongue and groove paneling, wainscoting, or similar decorative wood coverings. The 4 spikes would be driven firmly into the timber substrate or framing members. The rounded section located between these spikes is designed to hold or precisely guide the staples that are then driven through it to attach the visible panels. This system provides a robust and often hidden or very discreet fastening method, allowing for a clean, unmarred surface finish on the paneling. Their discovery on old timbers during a renovation project in Berlin clearly points to their use in the original construction or a past remodeling of the flat. This charming, hand-painted pottery turtle is distinguished by a noticeable groove or slot running along the length of its back. The owner initially considered that it might be designed to hold stationary items like pens or perhaps eyeglasses, but neither of these objects seems to fit properly or sit securely within the provided groove. This suggests a more specific, tailored purpose for this decorative ceramic piece. What then is the intended function of this pottery turtle with its uniquely shaped slot? The most probable and fitting purpose for this hand-painted pottery turtle with a groove is to serve as a decorative business card holder. The dimensions and shape of such grooves are typically designed to neatly hold a stack of standard-sized business cards upright, allowing for an organized and attractive display on a desk, reception counter, or retail space. While other small, flat items might technically fit, the commonality of business card holders as desk accessories, combined with the whimsical turtle motif, makes this the most logical identification. Many novelty, artisan-made, or souvenir card holders are produced in a vast array of animal or object shapes, adding a personal touch to a professional setting. Discovered either on a farm or within a forested area in Tasmania, Australia, this substantial steel construction, clearly hand-forged and estimated to be over 100 years old, presents an intriguing puzzle. It stands approximately 1.1 meters tall, is 500 millimeter deep, and 900 millimeters wide. The device features a foot pedal which, when depressed, activates adjustable curved wings on a clamping arm, corresponding with a dished base plate. An additional arm on the foot pedal mechanism allows it to be locked into various positions. The finder speculates it might be a press for holding logs for sawing, hay bales, or other farm-related materials. What is this robust, antique clamping apparatus? This impressive hand-forged steel device is identified as a specialized clamp, specifically designed for holding together the component parts of a timber box or crate during its assembly. This function is confirmed by a reference photograph from Black 2 Recycling in Bunbury, WA, which shows a strikingly similar tool. The foot pedal operates the clamping mechanism, bringing the curved wings down to apply firm pressure onto the wooden components. This action securely holds the pieces in their correct alignment, freeing up the user's hands to efficiently install fasteners such as tacks, nails, or screws. It represents a specialized historical tool from an era when wooden boxes and crates were a primary means of packaging and transport, crucial for cooperage or general carpentry. Observed on Whitby Pier, this prominent wooden post incorporates a feature that strongly suggests it is designed to spin or rotate. What is this sturdy, upright wooden structure commonly found on piers, docks, and historically on ships? It appears engineered for the application of leverage or to provide a significant mechanical advantage for heavy tasks. This wooden post is unequivocally a capstan. A capstan is a robust, vertically axled rotating machine, a type of winch that was historically indispensable on sailing ships and at dockyards. Its primary purpose was to multiply the pulling force exerted by seamen or dock workers when hauling heavy ropes, cables, and hawsers. The device is typically rotated by hand, using long wooden bars or levers called capstan bars, which are inserted into holes or sockets at the top drumhead. This allows a relatively small crew to manage extremely heavy loads, such as weighing anchors, hoisting sails, or warping a ship into position. Their presence on piers, like Whitby Pier, signifies their use for mooring vessels securely, or for hauling cargo and heavy items from ships to the dockside, serving as a vital piece of maritime infrastructure. Found in a kitchen, these items are thin metal rods equipped with hooks on their ends. They exhibit some flexibility and will bend if significant pressure is applied. A fortune cookie is provided for scale, indicating their relatively small size. The kitchen has seen many roommates over a decade, leading to a collection of miscellaneous items. These appear to be some sort of handle, but for what specific kitchen utensil could they be intended? Their light construction suggests they aren't designed for heavy pots or pans. These thin, hooked metal rods are identified as the detachable handles from an inexpensive colander, or more commonly, a collapsible steamer basket. Many collapsible steamer baskets, designed to fit inside various sizes of cooking pots for steaming vegetables or other foods, feature one or more such handles. These handles typically have hooked ends that engage with the rim or a designated slot on the basket, allowing it to be safely lifted in and out of a hot pot. Their lightweight construction and tendency to bend under excessive force are characteristic of less robust, budget-friendly kitchen accessories of this type. They are often removable for easier storage of the collapsible basket itself. Located in the backyard of a newly acquired house is a somewhat dilapidated covered wooden platform, which is attached to the fence and features a hanging rope. The platform itself is substantial enough to support an adult, though it is currently rotting. It's situated near the front section of the backyard, and the presence of a nearby tree stump suggests that a large tree once provided shade or was part of the structure. The platform also has a projection at about chest height. What was the original purpose of this intriguing, rustic backyard structure? This backyard structure is very likely the remnant of a homemade kids' play area, a popular feature in suburban yards, especially during the 1970s and 80s. These were often imaginative, DIY creations using readily available scrap lumber, nailed together to form simple forts, tree houses, even if rudimentary, raised platforms, or climbing structures. The hanging rope, particularly if it shows evidence of knots, which make climbing easier for children, strongly supports this interpretation. Such improvised adventure spots would provide children with hours of outdoor play and imaginative games. The chest-high projection might have been a lookout point or part of a ship's bow or castle battlement in a child's mind. A small plastic tray, distinctly resembling the cylinder or drum of a revolver, was unexpectedly found in the bathroom, apparently having been carried there by the dog. The back of the tray is printed with arrows and the labels "open" and "close." Inside this tray are several small metal pieces. Each of these individual pieces weighs approximately 2.5 grams, and the entire assembly, including the tray and all metal pieces, weighs just under 21 grams. What are these small, precisely weighted metal inserts stored in this unique tray? These small metal pieces, housed within the revolver drum-like plastic tray, are identified as mouse weights, specifically designed for use with customizable gaming mice. Many high-performance gaming mice offer users the ability to adjust the overall weight and balance of the device to better suit their individual preferences, grip style, and the demands of different games. This set of removable weights allows gamers to fine-tune the feel of their mouse, which can impact aiming precision, cursor control, and comfort during extended gaming sessions. The distinctively shaped tray provides a convenient and organized way to store these small weights when they are not installed in the mouse, preventing them from being lost. What is this peculiar small wad of cash? It clearly appears to be miniature currency, with bills significantly smaller than genuine legal tender. Its origin and specific purpose, however, are not immediately obvious. Is it a novelty item, a component from a board game, an accessory for toys, or something else entirely? The diminutive scale of the bills is their most distinctive and intriguing characteristic. This wad of miniature cash is identified as a modeling or play accessory. Such tiny currency replicas are commonly produced and used to add a touch of realism to various miniature settings and play scenarios. They are frequently found in dollhouses, where they can be used as props in tiny shops or banks. They are also popular in the creation of stop-action films and detailed dioramas, helping to establish scale and context. The reference to a 1:12 scale is a very common standard in the dollhouse world, meaning these miniature bills would look appropriately sized when used with 6-inch tall action figures or within similarly scaled miniature environments. Hobbyists and collectors value them for enhancing the authenticity of their creations. Discovered in the trash, this small, unassuming white plastic piece bears no discernible markings or branding. The roommate also professes no knowledge of its origin or purpose. What could this simple plastic component be? Its shape, though not fully detailed, might offer a clue to its original function, suggesting it was likely part of some form of packaging or a small, disposable household item that has become separated from its primary assembly. This small white plastic piece is identified as the internal component that holds the tube or roll of Glad press and seal plastic wrap, or a similar product like aluminum foil or parchment paper, securely inside its cardboard dispenser box. These plastic end caps, holders, or spindles are designed to fit into the ends of the cardboard tube on which the wrap material is wound. They often feature small nubs or a cylindrical shape that allows the roll to spin freely within the box as the product is pulled out for use. Their function is to keep the roll centered, prevent it from binding, and ensure smooth dispensing from the box's cutting edge. This brass object, located in Sweden and presumed to be quite old, features a curious mechanism with retractable spikes housed within a cavity. The sole marking on the item is the word patent engraved on its surface. Its specific background, origin, and intended use are unknown to the finder. What is this intriguing brass tool with retractable spikes, likely designed for a very specific task? This brass tool with retractable spikes is confidently identified as a cigar punch. A cigar punch is a specialized accessory used by cigar smokers to prepare a cigar for smoking by creating a small, circular hole in the cap, the sealed end that goes into the mouth, as an alternative to using a guillotine-style cutter, which removes the entire end. To use it, the smoker would press the end of the punch firmly against the cigar's cap. This action causes the internal retractable blade or spikes to extend, piercing the cap and neatly removing a small plug of tobacco. This creates an opening that allows for an even draw. The patent marking indicates it's an older, patented design, common for such tabacchiana. A black object, described as an attachment part, is found on a patio. A shoe is provided in the photograph for scale, indicating its modest size. It clearly possesses a threaded section, which strongly implies that another component is designed to be screwed onto it. The finder speculates whether it might be intended for a patio umbrella, perhaps a specific kind, or if it serves an entirely different purpose. What is this black threaded fixture? This black threaded attachment is identified as a security camera mount. Many outdoor security cameras, particularly compact bullet-style or dome-style cameras, are designed with a threaded base that screws onto a corresponding mounting bracket like the one described. This mount would itself be securely affixed to a permanent structure such as a wall, eave, soffit, or post. The camera unit is then screwed onto this mount, often allowing for adjustment of its viewing angle to cover the desired area. Its presence on a patio strongly suggests a previous or intended installation of an outdoor surveillance camera for security monitoring of the property. Observed at a local state park, this setup consists of a yellow rope that begins tied to a barbecue grill, then loops very high up into a tree, and finally descends, ending with a red, box-like object hanging just above the ground. Due to the presence of other park visitors, a closer inspection wasn't possible. The area is not known for bears, making a bear bag unlikely, and the red box was positioned very close to the ground. What is this intriguing rope and red box contraption in the park? This setup is identified as an arborist's throw line. Arborists and professional tree care specialists use these specialized lightweight lines, which are coupled with a weighted pouch, the red box in this instance, often called a throw weight or throw bag, at one end. The purpose is to accurately position heavier climbing ropes or rigging lines high up within a tree's canopy. The arborist skillfully tosses or launches the throw weight attached to the thin throw line over a specifically chosen strong branch. Once the throw line is over the branch and back down to the ground, the heavier working rope is attached to one end of it and then pulled up and over the branch, establishing an access line for climbing or a rigging point for lowering branches. Floating in the water adjacent to the Merrimack Power Station, a coal-fired electrical generation facility, are numerous square and circular objects. Each of these objects is roughly the size of a rowboat and appears to have a pole or a similar vertical structure protruding from its center. They are arranged in a somewhat orderly grid pattern. The observer guesses they might be related to wastewater treatment or discharge. What are these distinctive floating structures near the power plant? These objects are identified as cooling fountains, which are integral components of some power plant cooling water systems. In older power plants, particularly those utilizing once-through cooling systems or dedicated cooling ponds, large volumes of water are used to condense steam from the turbines. This water becomes heated in the process. The heated water is then discharged and pumped to an area like this, where these floating pads, equipped with central poles that are actually spray nozzles, function as fountains. They spray the hot water high into the air, which significantly increases the water's surface area exposed to the atmosphere. This promotes rapid evaporative cooling, dissipating the excess heat before the water is either returned to its source, like a river or lake, or recirculated within the plant. If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit that like button and subscribe. Stay curious. More finds coming soon.